Okay, I'm back. We have Star Wars 7642. Welcome to stream. Thanks for stopping by. And Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Espero ver tu felicidad. Whatever. How you pronounce words that are not English? Anyways, the game crashed again, third time. I quit again as soon as I heard the little like that sound getting repeated. I just knew that this. I'm like, well, stream just froze. Anyways, ugh. So okay. So Bat Freak, are you who I think you are? Are you JBB whatever? Over here. Oh. Anyways, but yeah, so I can say it, just not spell it. I don't. Yeah, I would know. Yeah, Danny would know. Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna have to. I'll add you. Cause well, I guess I'll add you to the 360 then as a friend, right? Or are you on Xbox One? I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, Danny would know how to say that. I would know. Philippe Navidad. Is streamed on. Basically, I mean, I was gonna leave. I was actually getting ready to leave that match, and then just go to the main menu and be like, okay, I'm done. So I'm just gonna finish off the stream, because again, it's 12 a.m. for me. This is my favorite arcade game. I like this game. Again, it's you're set on Christmas Eve. It's the only Christmas game I own. So anyway. 01 and 360. Okay, so I guess for this game I would have to be your friend on the 360. But were you playing this on the Xbox One? Because then I guess that could count? I don't know. It's weird because of how the emulation is, and it's like, oh, you can have friends on the 360, and then it shows the friends on Xbox One and blah. Because I have, you can only have a certain amount of friends on the 360, but on Xbox One it's like you can have more. So I just didn't know where to add you. If I add you on the Xbox One or add you on 360. So Rainbow Six has Christmas. I guess. I don't. Here's the thing. That's the other game. This is Rainbow Six Siege. I haven't played Battlefield 1 in a while. I've played Rainbow Six Siege. Battlefield 1. Well, if someone would show up in my stream a little bit more, Danny, then maybe you could play more. I think I add you on one. Okay, well then I'll add you on one as well, and then you know if you that should work. It did. Yeah, but it's only limited time only. It's from whatever. It's like December something to January something, right? So at some point I will have to go back to that. Had you? No, I don't want to add you, crazy Mike. Okay. So I'm trying to think here. So I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I'll play Star Trek Online, or Saturday. Probably maybe Saturday, because of course it's Christmas holidays. My youth group is, you know, has ended until. Well, if you want to play me, add me on one, and then I can transfer. Right. Okay. So because I have like a bunch of those people there, they were at, like basically everyone in that lobby was like adding me as a friend just because I said, oh, I'm gonna play this again. The market crashed. The market crashed. Did it actually crash? Are you serious? Because that's kind of funny. Everything is dirt cheap. I mean, like a certain heavy class cruiser, Kelvin timeline, Constellation class. Because after this I'll probably go and check that out, because I have like what 30 million whatever it is energy credits, and I've been saving up to freaking get one. Anyways, price went down like 6%. Alright, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to get to that. Anyways, So Trek Online, I might play Saturday because my youth group is ended until like January something. So this Saturday and the next Saturday, I'm pretty sure I don't have to. There's nothing there. Because you seem like a cool, chill dude. Oh, okay, thanks. All right, that's why. All right, well, thanks. Are you leaving? Who's leaving? Me? At some point, yes. Because it's, again, where I am right now, it's 12:21 a.m. Eastern time. So, I mean, I would like to sleep at some point. But anyways, all right. Well, that's cool. That's, I mean, that's one of those things. Is where I was playing. What was it? Aliens, Colonial Marines. I was playing that because I was just I was testing it out and seeing like if anyone would be online, and I met up with these two random people and it's like whatever. Are the missions tough on this? Funny Cats 909, one was streaming next time by. I mean they're tough enough. I mean obviously you can get the difficulties more. But I don't know, I'd say they're tough enough. Well, if you beat the game and then go New Game Plus, then it's tougher. Like, that's like the extra, you know. Because I'm trying to think, and I can't remember if there was any other difficulty selection. I can't remember. Because there's New Game Plus, that's definitely harder. I Am the Knight, this is... okay, so that's probably... So it's probably another difficulty each time you unlock the other... the next one, whatever. But, that's... If you're honest, once the... Well, that's, it's... Oh, it's 9:22 for me, and you don't see me complaining. Well, it's 9:22. Well, then again, is that AM or PM? That's where... Trying to complete New Game Plus myself. Yeah, so I mean that's what I did last year when my computer was able to stream, because I have an older operating system and Twitch decided to change up how they let you stream through their website, because you have to like have like a stream key or whatever, like different stuff. Well, actually, yeah, I don't think the stream key works now. Yeah, because it's stream key, whatever, but then there was another option that you'd have to log in to Twitch, right? That was the one where I was actually able to click on it, it logs into Twitch, onto the website, but I guess they redid the website where that doesn't exist anymore, so you'd have to have a newer version of that program, which I can't get unless I have a higher operating system. It's like, but, what's a good Christmas game on Xbox? Batman Arkham Origins? Is there a game of Christmas in it? Batman Arkham Origins? It literally takes place on Christmas Eve. I would say that we're listen to the music. Minecraft. I remember falling for a Christmas tree. Oh my god, I didn't even know about that. Anyways. But yeah. So anyway, I had streamed Batman Arkham Origins last year, and that's why I had saves of the game. This is my main one, but yeah, so I streamed last year. So when I saw that it was backwards compatible, I'm like, all right, now I can stream this because it's on Christmas Eve. So that's what I'm gonna do: is stream most of the story. Again, I might do the New Game Plus version of it. I might just try that, play some of that. Like some of the challenge modes, they're, you know, some of them have some snow in it, so it kind of works. But I might try to go online. I mean, because you were like with Bat Freak and some of the other guys were the only people that were there. I had to wait because it was like King Insanity was there first, and then I had to wait like what, a good 5-6 minutes, and then some people showed up. They have Overwatch because they have Christmas updates. See, that's what I would have had Overwatch, but another follower of mine, David Boo 93, he had Game Share with me, but he promised to have a Game Share as like a Christmas present for someone else. So that Game Share unfortunately went earlier than expected, and he didn't tell me this. until it was too late. But yeah, I don't own Overwatch, so I can't. Well, that's what I'm thinking, right? Because I already did the regular story before. I did that last year, so I'm like, oh, I might do the New Game Plus version of it. So it would be interesting to see if I could, and then get I Am the Night, because I'm guessing it's just another difficulty. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. Anyways, because I think that's the only like difficulty, right? I don't think there's actually. Oh, did you enjoy The Last Jedi? Oh. I knew it had to come up at some point. Of course, while I'm playing a Batman game, talking about Star Wars. Yeah, it's something where I see where they were going with the movie, and a lot of them like, okay, this is pretty good, but it's how they did it where I'm like, you just needed to like transition this better, and that's I mean that's kind of the big thing with most just stories and sequels is transition from one to the other, right? I still haven't seen it not gonna okay like yeah, it's honestly it was kind of weird seeing like, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just gonna check something here for a second. I don't think there's any difficulty. Blah 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 blah. I don't see any difficulty settings. All right. Anyways, I'm just gonna get out of this. But yeah. So okay, let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about here. It's in his like Rogue One and Forks kill the first. Oh, that would definitely be an interesting. That would have been an interesting one. Okay, so here's the thing, right? I know there's like obviously there's like crazy super duper hardcore fans who are like, because they're like all into the lore, into all this other stuff. And when I was a kid, I actually got to watch the originals first because the special edition, the first special edition re-releases that happened on TV, and then later in our theater. In town. Well, I didn't live in town at the time, in this town, but I lived like about 60 kilometers away. So, but anyways, in this town, in the theater, it's the closest theater to where I used to live. It had the special editions playing on there, so I got to watch. I remember watching The Empire Strikes Back in the theater, and the biggest thing about Star Wars for me was. Obviously, you know, a lot of it was fun. It was this adventure, but it was also like talked about just stuff about, you know, friendship and you know, sometimes you have to be patient about things, and you have to wait and you know, you have to learn things, you know, and all this stuff, and like the idea of Luke going off to fight Darth Vader without really being fully trained, that type of stuff. That's where Empire Strikes Back to me is still my favorite. Just because of all the actual good stuff it was teaching you, teaching kids, teaching people, even adults, right? And so even though, and it's of course there's, you know, the Han and Leia relationship, just, you know, relationship of like being good people and trying to help each other and all this stuff, which is good morals. And of course with, you know, even A New Hope had some of that, and in Return of the Jedi it was all about, you know, with family and, you know, father-son thing, and just that little glimpse of goodness you can see in somebody, that's worth fighting for, you know, that type of stuff, right? And then of course The Force Awakens is supposed to be a sequel from Return of the Jedi, and so I mean some of that kind of carried over. It was, and this is okay, this is how I'm going to describe it, right? Snoke is Jar Jar. Oh my goodness, Snoke Jar Jar's son. Yeah. Okay, so here's basically like Star Wars, like the original trilogy center set. This is how it is, kind of, right? You know, it's set its thing, and then The Force Awakens. It's tried to like make Star Wars kind of go in a new direction with new characters, a bit of a new story. So it's like this, and then Force Awakens goes, like just like a little up, and then it kind of stays, right? It's like this much of a difference, right? So it's like, okay, Kylo Ren, First Order, Snoke, little different story, gonna take you somewhere else. And so basically it goes from, actually it was more of a, I'd probably been more of a curve, because Force Awakens is very much more like, you know, basically like New Hope. I mean, that's what people say, right? It's rehashed New Hope, whatever. It's kind of a mixture of the original trilogy, but it's still like, okay, we have you know, we meet Finn, and then we meet Poe, and then that type of stuff. And they're like, okay, and then there's Rey, and we're kind of like, okay, this is different, this is newer, new people. Set years after, you know, Luke's over here, Han's over here, Leia's over here. Things have, you know, somewhat changed, and is different in a way. So it was kind of like it went from here, original trilogy, to go, oh, curve, okay, we're a little different, but it's still pretty much, we're still in the new, like, familiar territory. So that transition was kind of like, okay, a little curve, all right, but then we're still kind of here. Last Jedi is, you know, like I said, Force Awakens was a curve, right? Little curve, transition. Last Jedi, no curve. It's just jumps right into different. Completely different. And no transition. The transition between, hey, these characters, from what we remember and from what we know, it's just, they just changed. There's no real reason. Like, they try to, for Luke is the biggest change, right? They try to, like, go, oh, this is why he's different now. This is why he's not as the same as he was before. But it's that transition of, like, okay, they needed to really work on this more. Like, to not have it so much of, like, it's almost, and I watched some reviews of this, and someone said, oh, it's like a troll. He's almost like trolling the fans of, like, this is how you thought it was. We're gonna do the complete opposite. Blah blah. I'm like, it kind of was feeling like that, where he's just like, it's like you know, Luke Skywalker being, you know, this kind of like just Jedi Knight, and this he's a good person and all this stuff. For like, like the first time you see Luke in Last Jedi, it's just like, it's like he just it's like, I give up. And it's like, no, that's not. You need the transition from that character from being, I'm ready to train, you know, these new generation of Jedi Knights, all this stuff, and then from that, from being so hopeful to like, okay, train new Jedi, all this stuff, and then Luke always gives up. No, he doesn't. Yeah, like in Return of the Jedi when he gave up on his dad being evil. Oh wait. But yeah, so I'm gonna say that's the biggest thing, is transition. Transition was, and I like, well, and that's the thing, like, it's something where basically Luke had sent something bad, and they said, oh, Snoke got to him or whatever, and they don't really show. There are some cool fight scenes. Well, that's, I mean, yeah, it's very flashy. There's some actually pretty cool action scenes in there, and some non-action scenes at the end with Luke and Kylo Ren. Anyways, but yeah, so that was kind of the thing, is where, so they're saying that Snoke, you know, whatever, got Kylo Ren to be the dark side, but it's like, wait, but how did Snoke do that? Like, where did Kylo Ren meet Snoke? Like nothing was really said about that. So it's kind of just like, bleh. So you don't really get that motivation of why even Snoke goes to Kylo Ren, except for, oh, maybe he's very force sensitive, that somehow Snoke sensed that. I don't know. That wasn't really explained. There's a lot of things weren't explained. That's basically it. And the whole Knights of Ren thing, which is like why he's called Kylo Ren, Knights of Ren. He's part of the Knights of Ren. Blech. Whatever. They just threw it out. It's just not even talked about. You know, it's just weird. You know, well, it is Star Wars. Who didn't want to see some crazy people jump around hitting each other? Well, that's the thing, right? the prequels was the whole jumping around part. I mean, the odd time, like Luke jumped once in Empire Strikes Back, and then maybe jumped a couple of times in Return of the Jedi, but it wasn't all about flipping and stuff. And even in Force Awakens, the lightsabers weren't flips. They weren't crazy, ridiculous stuff. So, I mean, I'm expecting at least some sort of fighting, like, with the lightsaber, but not, like, flips and ridiculous, crazy stuff. I'm like, just, you're fighting, you know? You're, like, in a lot of, like, you're, with you know, with Rey, or whoever's wielding the lightsaber, you're, like, Rey being on the good side, whatever, should be just defending herself. That's the idea. And then the bad side, which would be, you know, Kylo Ren, is attacking. That's the point, right? That's where you get that conflict, is one's attacking, one's defending. And then, you know, whatever. And it's basically the whole that sort of idea with the lightsabers is just visually showing the conflict that's happening inside. Like, that's kind of the big idea. But though, yeah, but the whole thing with Yoda is that he doesn't need the lightsaber. He could just go like this. And it's weird, like, even Attack of Clones, he's like, oh, of course we can match each other with force powers, but the only way to really show that we're whatever is with the lightsaber. I think Count Dooku says that, I can't remember. But it's like, no, it's, yeah, and then Yoda's like, okay, and then he just goes like this and then throws Count Dooku or whatever. Like, Yoda doesn't need a lightsaber. You know? That's just not how he, I mean, that's not the character was in Empire Strikes Back. You know, it's, I don't know, it's just, there's a lot of changes in prequel. Anyways, but so Last Jedi is just, it's so much of just almost discarding things that were sort of set up, but not in a way of, not a clever way. It's just not talked about, or I don't know. It was just weird. The trend, like, I get what they're doing. They're basically saying the idea of the whole movie is that, okay, you're learning from your failures. That's a good message. But then they also like, oh, you know, basically just burn down the past, which is like telling the fans, saying, forget the past, let's move on to the future. But it's like, okay, but you can't just go, well, then let's just completely throw out all of Star Wars to do this. It's like, or completely throw out the past to do this. It's like, you need the past to help you remind yourself that I don't want to do what that was or whatever. Or, oh, remember all those experiences I had where I had troubles, but then I progressed past them and I, you know, was able to, you know, overcome them. You shouldn't forget that. You shouldn't throw that all away. And that's kind of what was going on. Like, they're just like, throw it out. But so, the experiences of Luke Skywalker, from what he had in the original trilogy to what happened up to The Force Awakens, he shouldn't have, he still should have some sort of, like, it just needed a better transition. From Luke being, I don't care anymore, to, like, before that. Like, before he didn't care, it's like, okay, well, he should still have some conflict of that in him. You know? And just how the whole reason why Kylo Ren just turned and whatever, like, Snoke should have been the one, like, slowly influencing him, and then Kylo Ren kind of just going, oh, well, that makes sense, or whatever. And then having Kylo Ren rise up, and it's basically convincing the other Jedi students, being like, hey, like, you should just do this. And then they form the Knights of Ren as they destroy, you know, whatever. And then having Luke almost sense something was going on, go confront Kylo Ren about that. And then Kylo Ren's like, whatever, and is like gonna kill maybe a student that is loyal to Luke, whatever. And then Luke tries to stop. Like, there's so much, like, stuff going on that, dang it, look at my chats. Hey, a lot of your chats, Danny, are Battlefield 1? Battlefield no? Wasn't that ship going through the other ship? What? Oh, yes, that was. See, and that's the thing. They have a lot of good stuff. He is into the story. I'm into the story, almost like what the director should have been into. Your ending Star Wars is changing it. But it's the thing. It's where if I can think of these ideas just by like not even focusing down and writing the full story and like thinking about it, why couldn't that, like, there's so many things that were just overlooked, and just in like, oh well, maybe this scene shouldn't even be in here. Well, apparently the movie was like so much longer, like 3 hours long or something, and he you know, Rian Johnson, who's director and writer, threw out a bunch of stuff, you know, deleted scenes, whatever, and it's like, okay, here's the movie I want. But then you should have wait, this part where they just randomly go off into here, well, why is it this new character that they're meeting instead of Maz Kanata? And why couldn't have Maz Kanata done some of the similar things? Obviously, Maz Kanata is not going to betray them, but it still can fit the role a bit of the person that, like, it's just, I don't know. No swearing, yes, no swearing. Oh my goodness, the swearing. Oh, that was the other thing. That Star Wars is swearing now, but not like space made up words. I mean, like legit, like, oh, that guy's such a. It's like, oh, you murdering beatard, or oh, that big A door. I'm like, that was honestly when I first watched it. That was the thing that got out to me. I'm like, what in the world? This is Star Wars. Why are you doing this? And then, of course, as I watched it 2 other times, because I promised my friend I'd watch it with him, and I promised my mom I'd watch it with her, so I watched it 2 other times, and, of course, those 2 other times I looked and I'm like, oh, well, wait, why is this is a long part, wait, huh? And, oh, I was bleh, stirring. Oh, I'm about to slap the. No, like you have no idea. I was like, at first I thought, well, they say like the D word, right? You know, well, I mean, I don't consider it to be too bad. It's damn, DAM, right? Damn, but you know, that's not too bad. But like really, but it's still like it's not like I really wouldn't say it as a general thing to say, but that's not like I don't recall at all anyone saying "damn" in Star Wars, like ever, like even the original. I know they said hell. It was because Han Solo was like, "I'll see you in hell," which is a place. Like, "I'll see you in Toronto," you know, whatever. He said, "Oh, you're leaving Star Wars? Star Wars is leaving? Why is Star Wars leaving? Star Wars, we're talking about Star Wars. You should be excited." Well, I feel less sad. No, thanks, guys. What? You're leaving? You just got here. Well, if you're leaving, thanks for stopping by and listening to the Now Star Wars portion of the Batman stream. And also Justice League. Oh my goodness, but I don't know, it's just, I know there's some people that are just that kind of the really hardcore fanatic Star Wars fans out there that just either like something or either love something or hate something, you know, just like it left our hearts. Oh my goodness. But no, it's like, and I get like there's people out there which I think it's kind of silly. It's like, oh, I hate this thing, oh, I love this thing, and nothing like, I kind of like it. Like Force Awakens, like even watching some of Force Awakens, I'm like, well, it's still fun. And again, even though there's a lot of similar things, they're still trying to transition. Is that transition, that curve, not that straight up, angular, dead, like just complete, you know, whatever. We're changing everything. It's okay. We're getting there, and they set up things to kind of change, get things out, you know. But look at my chat, Nate. Okay, what are you? Oh my goodness. And they just literally did. Well, that's the other thing. That's what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Because I don't know. Should I? Okay, so should we go spoilers? I know Mike said he's not gonna see the movie, and then Bat Freak said he's not gonna see the movie, so I don't know, should I just do this now? Should I just say it out here? Spoilers for Last Jedi? I thought everyone knew you can't have your own opinion in this world. Yeah, I know, right? Well, I mean, there is opinions, and there's some things where it's like, well, that's actually not good. But no, like, again, like Force Awakens, it's not like I hate the thing or completely love it. It's just, it was good. It could have been better, sure, but at least it was like, okay, a slow transition. But anyways, please, I'm not gonna see it. All right, so Mike, are you okay? Anyone in here? If you're watching, I'm gonna start spoiling and rewrite the movie of The Last Jedi. Just things that I've like, because it's been on my mind recently. I've been seeing it 3 times in the theater, so I'm starting to think of like, well, this is what you could have done. All my friends hate me for not liking Justice League. I will see IR on Netflix. What? What, Iron? What? I don't know. Anyways. Oh, you see it? Is that what you're saying? What? Anyways, I'm gonna be spoiling Last Jedi, but... okay, Justice League. There's another one. It's... bleh. That's Justice League. That's Justice League. Bleh. It's something, oh my goodness, because Batman vs Superman, there's things that need to be changed, and then they really didn't, so they're like, oh, let's change them for Justice League, but then they like half changed them, and it's just like, no. Anyways, that's like that's another one. But Last Jedi, okay. I'm gonna start talking about Last Jedi, so again, if you don't want to listen to this, just stop it now. Okay, so here's what happens. Marvel does their stuff better than DC. Well, I mean, they actually got a big plan. They have this overall plan, like, this is what's gonna happen. Whereas DC hasn't yet. Unfortunately, but yeah. Take over Star Wars, it's almost like 3, 4, 3, 2. You kinda could compare it. Transitions. Again, actually, okay, I wanna spoil Last Jedi, talk about this stuff, and should actually relate to how it is in, like, Halo 4. Transitions is the big thing. Anyways, here's basically Force Awakens. Last Jedi starts off. Okay, so with Last Jedi, it starts basically right off as Force Awakens kind of ends. Like, they do it in a way where, because of Rey, you know, going to go to Luke's island where he is. In between that, oh my goodness, 3, 4, 3. But in between, okay, so in between, basically when Rey is going off and seeing Luke when she's going to Lightspeed, whatever. During that time, because I don't know how long it takes for Lightspeed, whatever. During that time, the Rebel base, the Resistance base, Resistance base, they're figuring that Kylo Ren and all the First Order, or whoever from First Order and Snoke, they probably figured out where the base is. They're all leaving the base. They're just getting the heck out of Dodge, right? So as they're leaving, Kylo Ren shows up, and then Snoke shows up, and there's a little fight, but then they get away. But of course, Snoke's ship is. They figured out how to track them through Lightspeed. So even if they leave, they can go, oh, we know where they are. So anyways, it's a big chase right now. So then they cut to, and it's like, okay, it's so, the other thing is the humor, the tone is kind of like off, really. Of like, it's funny during a serious moment. It's like, meh. But anyways, okay. So Finn wakes up. We find out Finn's okay. He wakes up on the ship as they're basically leaving and going. They went through Lightspeed, the Resistance. They're leaving. So Finn wakes up, And he wakes up and there's like a little joke, which kind of works-ish, but the two-part movie Infinity War universe, so no more. Well, we'll see what happens there. But anyways, any funny? You know, like I mean, Star Wars had some funny moments. Like the original trilogy, there was always something, but it was very like C-3PO, R2-D2 were like the main ones. You know, to do some funny things, but even then, it's not like, and because this is what happens. Anytime there's a serious moment, you're like, oh wow, this is kind of getting good, getting a bit deep, and then funny joke, just cuts it. You know, you're like, okay. And then it happens again, where it's like, oh, it's basically a funny joke. It's like, nah. It's dead silent. Oh no. Some of them you get the ones that like laugh at the wind. but and there was a couple where I'm like, okay, well that was good, but again, it's like you can't have almost every like big moment scene with so much stuff. Like, it's gotta be funny, little joke, little thing, and I'm like, again, okay, we're getting there. I'm trying to get through the whole movie. But anyways, okay, so Finn wakes up. He's all like, so here's the jokey thing, right? He's basically in a Bacta suit, like it's all plastic, and he has like whatever the Bacta liquids, whatever it is. Like Luke was in a tank in Empire Strikes Back. Well, this is a portable version. It's this little vest suit. It's filled with water or whatever, healing Bacta stuff. So of course when he wakes up, instead of being like, where am I? And kind of like slowly trying to figure out what's going on, he just kind of like falls over, and then he just walks around going, and then he's just, you know, leaking fluids from the Bacta suit. And then that's the joke. You know, I'm like, okay. Nick likes attempts being funny. I like actual things being funny. So some of it, I'm like, it kind of is okay. And some of it were, like, I mean, my sense of humor is, I'd say, you know, I don't know. I think it's very good, very well. And I know when I'm like, oh, I'm not funny. I understand. I'm just making a joke. I'm making a cheesy joke on purpose almost. But I'm like, it's kind of funny. But it's not something I would really rely on. But there's one thing in here. So he makes a joke, right? They make the joke with the whole. So Poe talks to Finn, and then Poe's like, "Oh well, we gotta get you cleaned up here, whatever." And then he's like, "Poe," and here's the good thing though. Poe's like, "You must have 1,000 questions," and then Finn just goes, "Where's Rey?" One question, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, that was a good thing." And then they're showing where Rey is. This is Batman Strange, so is Batman have a cameo in the movie Lightsaber Another Time. But yeah, that's basically what it is. It's Batman. That's actually would have been a better other side plot where Batman just trying to find Jar Jar. That should have been what it was. Anyways, so they had like something good there. I'm like, wow, that was good. And then they go to where Luke is, right? So essentially, like where they left off in The Force Awakens, here it is, Last Jedi. Like whatever, after 10 minutes of whatever, the fight, leaving Resistance, leaving chase thing, they go to the island, and here's kind of the biggest weird thing. And again, it's played off for a joke. Rey comes up, hands Luke the lightsaber. Luke holds the lightsaber. Kind of has like almost a serious look on his face, and then he just throws lightsaber away. And he walks away with saying nothing, and he just goes in a little hut. And there's Luke Skywalker for you guys. Just doesn't care. Doesn't care. But not just he doesn't care, I mean he doesn't care. Like, doesn't want to say anything. Where, I don't know, Luke could have been looking at it, you know? and just thinking about all the stuff he like. It's bringing back all the stuff he wanted to get away from, and he's just like, he should have said something like, "I don't know who you are, but I don't want to have anything to do with this," and then throws it. If they really want to do it, but no, it's like you hear music like this, just like da, 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 and she hands him lightsaber. Luke looks, music stops, it gets really quiet, then it just goes. And just like I threw 11 stars away. But that's but he was like, but that's like bleh. Catch his TV show. But that's what's so weird. It's like that, you know, that's the joke, right? That's when they threw Star Wars away, right? It's just so weird. Because again, they could have. It's just the idea of like explaining some things. They're like, no, we can't explain anything. We can't talk about that. You know, like they definitely don't explain who Snoke is. Again, the Knights of Ren, which was brought up in a kind of a big deal a little bit in Force Awakens, doesn't show up here. Like, for me, the obvious thing is that, well, the Knights of Ren take over, and you could say they go head-to-head with the First Order, because Kylo Ren wants to do his own thing, and Snoke's like, blah, blah, blah. Well, then Kylo Ren just he starts attacking the First Order with the Knights of Ren. But, you know, anyways. But yeah, like, it's just, he just, without saying anything, looks, throws away a lightsaber. It's like, oh my goodness. Like, no, like, you have to at least have him vocally, like, say, like, tell her, it's like, I know you think I'm gonna be here, like, right away, not, like, later on. It's like, no, you see him, like, you could tell that he's almost, like, thinking, maybe I should go back and help, whatever, and he's like, no, I've been through too much, and whatever. Then he throws it away. That works. Not just as, like, making it funny. Cast. I know, right? I know, like, I don't know, sometimes I'm thinking, maybe I should just do an IRL stream of just like, I just saw Last Jedi, here's my thoughts. Oh my goodness, but, because usually it doesn't come up until someone's like, randomly, so, what did you think of The Last Jedi? Like, oh, we're going here now. But yeah, it was so much of things where, oh yeah, and here's the thing too, right? Luke's like, oh, the Millennium Falcon's here. Wait, where's Han? Cut to something else. You don't even, you know, how long we've been throwing a lightsaber? I know, right? I know. It's because, I mean, sure, if you're writing in as a whole, right? You think, oh, well, that's a small thing. Like a 12-year-old. It's true. But that's the thing. I understand they're trying to say, well, Luke has changed over the years, like since whatever happened with Kylo Ren to now. Things have, like, he's questioned. He goes to the, like, and that's the whole thing. There was a whole freaking map trying to find out where Luke Skywalker is. R2-D2 had the map piece on him. Why would R2-D2 have a map piece? Did R2-D2 think of this himself? Did Luke give it to him? And if Luke gave it to him, then why doesn't he want people at the island? Wait, yeah. It's not at all brought up. It's like they forgot, like they didn't watch the previous movie. It's weird. Well, that's the thing. Okay, so it goes, where's Han? Cuts to something else. We don't get a reaction of Luke going, like, figuring out these things, like, where's Han? Han is dead. And, like, getting him, like, going, and that, like, oh my goodness, you could say that that's, like, even more, like, he's even more like, well, this is why I can't do this. I'm getting my friends killed. or some, like, I don't know, like have him to sort of like almost have that add into why he's deciding to not help out. He's gotten old, still feels young and feminine. We get it, Disney. Oh my goodness, it's like, oh my goodness. But yeah, it's those, again, like if you're writing, like a first draft of a movie, right? You're kind of just roughly going, this should probably happen. You know, maybe the characters will say this to each other, and this and that, but did yeah, okay, well here's the thing, right? You know how in The Force Awakens that Force Vision, Force Flashback, whatever you want to call it, he basically, like, you see him put the hand on him, right? Well, you see another Force Flashback thing where Luke's telling the story. You see it, but it's like completely different. And it's just like, wait, what? It's like they tried to do it, but then again, it's like they didn't remember the past movie where things were a certain way. You know, like, it's just so weird. Yeah, it's just, again, like, if you're writing the story, there's certain things you go, okay, they'll probably say this, this, and this will happen, and then maybe they'll, you know, fill in some more stuff in the second draft of the net neutrality. Oh my goodness, another thing. Jeepers. Yes, we need net neutrality. Otherwise, we'll have to pay for everything because corporations, they won't have any rules. Anyways, that's my net neutrality rant. Anyways, so yeah, when you're writing a story, whatever, you have to go through certain passes to go, oh, well, I missed this. Well, this shouldn't happen. They will delete everything Nate does. Probably. Yeah, there goes all my Nate plays. But yeah, no, like, okay, so there is some weird stuff while writing because I can take my Batman and Jar Jar story to Broadway. I'm gonna in a movie and get 100% of Rotten Tomatoes. Oh my goodness. But yeah, okay, so you don't know this, Bat Freak, but I'm actually working on a movie myself, and working on it for a while. It's a Halo movie using Halo 3 as a machinima. And, you know, there's been various things happening in life that has prevented me from actually finishing the movie. But it's almost a good thing because now I know how to write a movie more and understand character development and characters and going through things over to go, oh, I missed this and I missed this and I need to add this and to make it a better story, make it a better movie. Of course, now I have better equipment to capture my stuff with, but anyways. Yeah, oh, hang on. My cat wants to get pet, so she's scratching my door. But, alright, here. Come on, what are you doing? I'll just leave the door open for now. Because sometimes I just leave the door open, she just gives up. But, anyways. Whatever. Oh, she's looking at me in that weird face. I'm like, okay, I'll pet you here, quickly. Yes, quickly. But, oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to shut this door, you know that. But, yeah, once I'm dealing with this, I'll speak more. But yeah, I'm working on a Halo movie. I've been working for a while. But, over the years, I've been watching different stuff about it, and, just basically figuring out how to make a good movie. And what to focus on, and biggest thing is just not forgetting characters, right? Like if you make some characters, you can't just forget about them, and then go, oh right, I forgot, I need to put this in or whatever. You know, I've watched so many Halo movies and shows. I know there's been many machinimas out there too, so it's like. Anyways, so basically about the story. So when I've been writing my story, right, my screenplay, whatever, for my movie. I started this basically when I was like 15, 16, 17, around that. So I really didn't know what I was doing. I was just writing stuff. Yeah, oh, Mike, yeah, he's got so much confidence that I'll have it done in, you know, however many years. Anyways, But with writing, when I wrote something first, I just like, oh well, here's a cool thing, here's a cool thing, blah blah blah. Sort of resume. You'll need to pay your daily six. Oh, Danny. Anyways, but yeah, so you know, I was just like, oh, things happen. Oh, it'd be cool if they said this to each other or whatever. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. This, and I wrote in a character that I later had him go somewhere else, and I forgot about him. You didn't see this character for like basically till the end of the movie, and then he died. And it's like, you know, in my head, like when I'm first writing it, I didn't notice it because I'm like, the other scenes were like more important, whatever. And then of course years later, I go back and I rewrite. I'm like, wow, I forgot this character even existed. I should probably have this character do more stuff and actually be a part of the story, the main story, and do something. On YouTube, that involved Reach with the green Spartan. That was my favorite one. YouTube, yeah, you can go see some stuff in there on my YouTube channel. But that's actually, I actually just uploaded a test rough edit of my movie. It's unlisted because I was showing, you know, one of my people who are voice acting in the movie. I was gonna show it to them so they can kind of go, oh, this is how. And it was by rough edit. I mean, like, I did some voices for it for my character. It's terrible. I know it's terrible. It's just like a teaser is live. Actually, well, I'm basically it's a machinima, right? So I'm taking Halo 3 like multiplayer stuff, right? Going in theater mode, and then making the shots to look like a movie. Basically, I'm trying to make it like a movie. Of course, it's kind of hard when you're just one person with 2 hands and 4 controllers. Well, technically now with backwards compatibility, I actually have 2 consoles that have Halo 3. So if I wanted one scene where I have, you know, 7 people standing around, I can do that now. But I still have to do some weird tricks because I can only have 2 characters run at a time. Or unless my controller's broken and then it can move on its own, then I can have 3 people moving. But, you know, it's... that's the thing, right? So that's another reason why it's taking long, because it's basically just me doing everything. Except for the voices, I have some other people, but I mean, just moving characters. And so I'm taking Halo 3, because I started in Halo 3. I'm not going to switch over to Halo Reach or switch over to Halo 4. It's just too much work. I'll have to redo the movie. I can't. Yeah, it is. It's basically Red vs. Blue. But I'm really trying to make it like a movie, like an animated movie, and really work on it and make it good. So even though, like, obviously some of the quality, because I captured stuff from other capture devices that weren't as good, it doesn't look as good, but I'm writing an in-universe reason why everything looks pixelated a bit, and whatever. Is it like a revenge story, war story? It's more of a war story. It's going through similar. It's actually weird when I'm making this movie. It's been so long, but how I'm making this movie is similar to what The Force Awakens was trying to do in a way. Basically, when I'm making the movie, obviously there's gonna be some people that haven't seen Halo at all, never played it, whatever. But there's obviously gonna be people that have seen it. So I'm basically making it so that it makes sense with the story of Halo, you know, with the games, that it all matches up as much as I can. So basically, it's, you know, it's just 2 Spartans. They land on a Halo, figure out what it is, but they meet up with, so other situations happen, right? There's other types of Covenant, you know, elites mostly, because that's all you can really do with the Halo 3 multiplayer. So there's some of the similar things like the first Halo game and maybe a mix of the other ones, but I'm adding new situations and different things happening, and these characters, and they have their own you know, things that happen to them and their experience and them changing throughout the course of the movie. Things happen and they change as people and as characters and all that stuff. So it is kind of weird when watching something like The Force Awakens, where it's like kind of doing something similar, but I'm like, They could have just done this and do this and whatever. So, but that means though, like when I'm making my move, it has to be like actually good, you know? Aliens, what? But yeah. Watch these. You need to. Oh my goodness. Listen, if you need any support, I got you. Oh no, like it's. I mean, you obviously haven't seen my stuff, so. But you're hearing what I'm. Well, actually, you know what? You know what? I mean, this isn't like an. I'm gonna show it to you right now. This is not official thing. Like I'm not like, hey, everybody, publicly look at this. This is unlisted, so certain people I'll link it, but you know, not everyone's supposed to watch it. You're leaving, JD 15 Halo? I know, I didn't finish my, Last Jedi, spoiler stuff. Halo wins. I'm slowly reading back some of these, chat stuff. But anyways. It's like, yeah, I know it's late, I know. For me, it's like 1 AM Eastern time. Anyways, I'm sorry. You could watch the stream later, I guess, and go back and watch it. Thanks for stopping by though, and hanging out, and watching me fail as Batman, and then switch Batman to Star Wars, and then from Star Wars to my Halo movie. Well, I'll go back to Star Wars, but I'm basically letting you know, like, okay, it's not just like, oh, this is how they should do it because I'm just some guy sitting here with whatever, a streaming system. It's like, no, I'm actually working on how to make a good movie. So I kind of know what I'm talking about. Even though the movie's not finished, but it's that idea. Anyways. That's the link. That's the unlisted. That's the first 12 minutes. Again, it's a rough edit. So much switching. I know. Too many things. Anyways. So I know that my voice acting's bad. I know that. And the other guy is actually pretty good. There's some parts I need to fix, but it's just so I can see how it looks. And there are certain parts I can see in the action where it's like, oh, this should be taken out. But anyways, this is basically... That's the first 12 minutes. So I'm gonna change, but that's the idea. You can watch it now, you can watch later, whatever. I'll just continue this with The Last Jedi. So there's a lot of things that happen where, again, this transition stuff they're not doing. Like basically, okay, so this is the one that Danny brought up, was the Finn and, oh, what's her, Rose is a new character. Rose is a new character. You actually see her sister die in the escape of the Resistance leaving and then Snoke's ship following them. So the sister dies, and then Rose is all like, "My sister died." Oh, hi, you're the Finn. And then she talks to Finn. Finn's trying to go away because he's like, "Well, we're all gonna die here, so I better go in and get Rey to go somewhere else because there's like this little beacon that basically Rey will be able to find out where the Resistance is going to or whatever." So Finn's like, I'm gonna take this thing and go as far away as possible so that Rey can, you know, be clear of whatever this is. And of course Rose is all like, well, that's bad. What are you doing? You're leaving. And whatever, zaps him, so she's gonna take him to the brig or whatever and arrest him, whatever it is she's gonna do. And then he's all like, oh man, it sucks that Snoke's ship is tracking us through light speed. It's like, oh, you're tracking us through light speed? Oh, well, I think I know how to stop that. And they're like, oh, well, let's figure out a way to stop that. It's like, oh, well, Finn's like, oh, well, that's going to be hard because of all this other security measures that we have to get through. And plus, they'll detect us right away if we get to it. Ooh, we need to find some way to do it. So they talk to Poe. Poe's all like, oh, we gotta find a way to do that. And so they talk to Maz Kanata. Maz Kanata's like, oh, I could totally do that right away, but I can't deal with it now. I'm really busy. But there's some other guy in some other place. You go find him. It's like, what? That's pretty sick. I think in black and white, kind of didn't work. Well, it's I was trying to show us the past, and basically anything in the past will be in black and white. That's the idea. Yeah, this first 12 minutes, so you're not seeing the rest of it. That's sort of the idea. Is black and white. It's the past. Something happened before, and this is where they are now. So that's the idea. And then I'll do another flashback thing where they're in Reach, and they kind of see how they were as a group all together. And then it goes back, and then it kind of, you know. So that's why I did the black and white thing. And of course, some of the effects I need to fix on because I'm like, oh, that's too much of this, or gotta fix it. But I don't know. I feel like the black and white kind of works for that stuff. I mean, it is a quick way for people to go, oh, this is the past. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it'll work in color? Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to make it a way where it's just easier to kind of go, oh, this is past. This is present. I don't know. Maybe I'll try another way. I don't know. I might try the other way. We'll see. Oh, Meg, you just watched it. That was 12 minutes, huh? Anyways. So anyone who's just joining, this is partly Last Jedi spoilers. It just randomly turned into that. Anyways. So yeah, they're basically sent off to another planet. Finn and Rose sent off to another planet to go find someone to help them go to Snoke's ship to disable something, right? Well, why couldn't they have just gotten Maz Kanata to do it? Like, why couldn't Maz Kanata be at the place where they need to go and say, hey, I can do it, but I need a lot of help here. If you come over to Canto Bight, or whatever it's called, where are the wide angles? What do you mean? The fisheye? Fisheye lens? But anyways, so it's something like that where it's like, well, why are you doing this whole convoluted, oh, well, I could do it, but I can't. I'm too busy. Go somewhere else and go get him. Someone else who can do it. And then and the thing is, like, all the stuff that they're doing to go stop Snoke's ship, whatever, well, it actually doesn't work, and nothing happens, and it means nothing. And I get, like, well, that's the point, is that they go through all this stuff and they fail. But there's so much things of, like, people doing things and it fails. That is just too much. They need to, like, they're just too much of, like, oh, here's a twist. Oh, here's a twist. Here's a twist. Here's a twist. And, like, almost, like half of the scenes are, like, twists. Why will no one answer? What? How two bombs drop, I'm saying. Yeah. That's the other thing, too, right? Bombs drop in space now, apparently. Anyways. There's just a lot of things going on that, there's just too many things happening, basically, where it's too many twists, too many, oh, you think this is gonna happen? Nope, it's not gonna happen. You think this is gonna work? No, this is not gonna work. You think this is gonna happen? No, it's not. And then, nope, no. Like, there's so much of that. You work on the radio calls, but the camera's amazing. The way it's shot is great. But I think I should add a lot of characters. You mean I should add? Well, here's the thing. Again, you're only seeing 12 minutes of the movie, right? You're not seeing Sophia. You're not seeing, you know, the other characters who they meet up. Because they go from places to places. Places to places. From one place to another. So again, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get. It's like, this is only 12 minutes of the movie. This is the rough edit. I do have some more stuff, but I don't have them all voiced. So I prefer more space battle. But yeah, so well, here's the thing, right? Well, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Is that when I did that first, again, this is just to, and I like the name. Oh, okay, go. But okay, again, like I said, I already told you, I know my voice acting's bad. Because I was just... Oh, the name of the movie. Oh, okay. I was actually thinking of changing it a bit. Just because of how the story is. I was thinking of changing it to Unyielding Alliance. But either way, I think it's the same... Give the same idea. What? No, it's What Once Was Home. Again, like... So, okay. The voice acting, though, is bad for me. The other guy is fairly good. There's certain parts where he didn't understand, like, what I wanted. Like, oh, this is an urgent moment. Made me think of Reach. Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, it's almost like it is on Reach. That's the... Again, first 12 minutes, for those people who know Halo, well, that's Reach. Seen Halo 2? Well, they know that's Reach. You know? For some people, they won't know, so that's why later on I get to explain, because there's a flashback at Reach, and that's the thing. So I have to balance the two, right? Anyways, yeah. So I knew the voice acting was bad for me. I definitely have to redo it. I was just putting it together to see how it flowed, how everything worked. Does those scenes work together? And again, the first part looks bad because it was captured from older recording equipment, but again, later on in the story, it is explained why things look weird. Why they actually... Because I'm like, it's going to be very noticeable when I have it looking like poop, and then have it look a lot better. It's going to be a big jump, so I have to put that in there. Anyways, so that's about that. Let's go back to The Last Jedi. So much switching, so much going back and forth. But yeah, so it's just things where like, oh, why doesn't this character do this? Oh, well, because we want to go... We just don't want that character in there? Like, it's weird. So basically, Finn and Rose go off into another planet to go find this guy, which they never actually get to. It was all failure. And then they get thrown in prison. Then meet some guy in prison. It's like, well, I can do the same things that that guy did. You're leaving now? Alright, see you, Danny Garza. Thanks for stopping by. And listen to me talk about not Batman and Last Jedi, and then my movie, and then how net neutrality needs to be saved. Anyways. Oh my goodness, so much stuff. But I'm glad you were here though to talk. I haven't seen you in a while in chat, and it's very good to see you. If I don't see you, Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. But hopefully we'll play Battlefield 1 soon. Anyways, so yeah, so basically, Finn and Rose. Again, here's the thing. In The Force Awakens, you could tell that Finn was basically starting to really kind of like Rey, you know. And it seemed like Rey started to kind of like Finn, you know? They almost died together because they started to... They're like, they understood each other, you know? They were finding out... it's like two different worlds. You know, Finn was leaving the stormtroopers and trying to be a good person, and then Rey saw him as like a very heroic good person, and he... really liked that idea. It's like, wow, she actually thinks I'm good. Like, no one's thought of me as a good person, you know? And he says so, and it's just like, this is good. This is great. And so, in Last Jedi, you're like, well, obviously, they're basically going to be more in love with each other, right? Or dialogue will help the movie. Which movie? Mine? Because I've got dialogue going on. Better dialogue, maybe, is what I need to do. Flashbacks. Well, that's the... well, the flashback, the first one was just... This is what has happened. And then, of course, later is where they are. And then it's going to be explained later. Flashback will have speaking. Anyways. Yeah. But yeah, so basically Finn and Rey are basically like really starting to like each other. Like, because, you know, they've been through stuff and essentially, as far as Finn knows, like, Rey, he's gone to find Luke, and it's like, okay, well, he doesn't know what's going on. So he's basically, the idea is that they're falling in love with each other, right? I'm gonna shoot your movie's length for, and I already knew it was reached too. I think it was a no-brainer. Yeah, but again, and that's sort of the we're talking about this now. But that's the idea, is that a lot of that was set up for people who know what reach is and all that stuff. It's just, I don't know. I've had that's like the idea of that scene. I've always had that, and I was thinking of trying to ways like how else to open it, but I think opening it like that, showing there was a war, showing people fighting these aliens, and kind of just having, you know, that vocals of the monk thing, whatever, and then having that be over, and then going into, here are the same characters. This is where they were before. This is where they are now. And then throughout the rest of the movie, there's another flashback where you actually see them in Reach, like because it was a squad. There was 4. It was Jason, Thomas, Sophia, and Lauren. They were all a squad. They were essentially one of those very not known teams. They were testing prototype armor, so they wore different armor. And stuff, so you kind of see their flashback, and hopefully at that point in the movie, you'll know who's Jason's voice and who's Thomas's voice, because it's gonna be I know who's Sophia's voice, because Lauren's voice is gonna be in there, and hopefully you kind of get, oh, these are these people, but in the past, and they'll talk about some stuff, and you'll see things that go, oh, well, that's like in the first part of the movie, and oh, gee, and you know, it kind of. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna think the audience is stupid. Like, they'll probably should get, oh, that thing that happened in the start of the movie, well, it was on this planet. It is basically after this conversation happened with these characters. And we'll talk more about Reach a little bit more and kind of sprinkle it out so that to go, oh, that's what the start of that was. That's what it started. But of course, it's almost. The idea is there's going to be 3 movies, right? This sounds like Star Wars. Here's the middle movie, and there's going to be a prequel, and there's going to be a sequel. So, when I make the prequel, I'm going to have that scene in there, so then when you watch this one, you see that scene in a different angle, and then it kind of flows. But that's a whole other thing. Anyways, back to Last Jedi. So was once known as A New Hope, Reach. Well, that's again the chapter titles having in my movie was kind of where it all started to work. It makes sense, because even though at that start it's like, well, people who haven't seen Halo before don't know what that is. Well, with the chapter title saying what once was home, so for them. You should customize their armor widely that they can really. Well, here's the problem: is with Halo 3, a lot of the different armor customizations are just weird, and because I'm doing it mostly myself, it's just easier to have those, you know, the Mark 6 armor that Master Chief wore in Halo 2/3. Even though Halo 3 they changed like little things like the gauntlets. Have like 3 little dots and a triangle instead of 5 dots, like a domino. You're not really explaining the game, but and the thing is, I'm saying it's like that they're testing that prototype armor. And the biggest thing is color, right? So you have, you know, one's green, one's silver. All right, with their names in the first time. Well, no, they keep saying their names over it. They're like. Especially the start. That kind of sucks. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, okay, that's, again, writing it in the story. Okay, so they were testing, these two were testing the Mark 6 prototype armor with those variations with the different, whatever, gauntlets. So that when you meet the other characters, though, like Sophia... When you meet Sophia, and like a lot of the different other Spartans you'll meet, will have those different variants because, well, from where they okay, they're in their own ship, right? They made it to the Halo, but they got there on a ship. So in their own ship, they have different armor they can put together, different pieces, different things. So they'll look different. But to make it easier for me when I'm doing this by myself, having a because the Mark 6 is default, you know. Whereas the other armor, it's like, oh, you have to have beaten the campaign, you have to beaten it on normal, heroic, or whatever, or legendary, whatever it is. Or, oh, you have to have this certain level in multiplayer. I'm like, well, I don't have those in guest accounts or, you know, other accounts. So I kind of have to try to make it work with what I have. Yeah, about that, I mean, I'm still not sure how long this movie is going to be because I'm still, like, rewriting the stuff that I've realized that is dumb and I need to fix. But I have the overall ideas of what's going to happen. It's just how long each scene is going to be, because once I get the voices, then I know how long the scenes are going to be. I think the third one might be longer, because there's a lot of what to do with it. So that one might be the longest one. It might be 2 hours and something, but I'm thinking around like an hour 30, maybe. Again, it depends. Like I am starting to go, okay, I need to shorten these scenes or change certain things. So once, and that's here's the problem, right? When I go back and I look at the previous scenes, I go, oh, well, there's a mistake. I need to fix that. And oh, there's another one. I need to fix that. Oh, there's a little. It's like I can't. I need to just film everything first, then start to go back and then do the. Yeah. It's been a long time working on this, and there's been ups and downs because there's people that don't support me, you know, they think this is, don't do this, just keep working for the rest of your life, you know, basically. But with the technology now and how readily available a lot of it is, and I got new capture devices that can actually capture in HD now, and all this different stuff, and the fact that I can just upload it to YouTube. Well, we'll see how long that's going to be, but I mean, either YouTube and perhaps Twitch, I can just put it up on the internet and people can see what I've done, what I've worked on, and I don't know, maybe people can get something out of it, and hopefully. But it's, yeah. If I could do a good Master Chief from print, and then it makes cameo. Well, that's the problem, right? Because I am trying to make this work with, you know, everything, all the Halo stuff, even some of the books, you know, trying to get. So I mean, it's alright. At first I'm like, oh, they should mention Master Chief because blah, but it's like, kind of don't need it. It's, I mean, and that's almost like a Force Awakens thing where the, oh, let's bring in this character from the other thing or whatever. So I'm just gonna stick with the new characters because then I can write them, whatever, the way, and kind of progress it and whatever. I mean, technically though, in the third movie, I really could do that. Honestly, I actually could because of how I'm writing things. But I don't know. I mean, the way that would work is to actually get the guy to do it. That would be cool. That would be worth it. But I don't know. I just think it'd be okay if it's just these characters and that type of thing. But yeah, so anyways, basically I need to get everything done. That's like my New Year's resolution, is to finish all the filming, get all the filming done, capture as much as I can, and then go back and then look and go, okay, I can fix this here, fill this part here, take this part out. But it's Chief, not Han. It's over. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it'd be okay if I don't have Master Chief in there. I think it's all right. Yeah, I think it'll work without Master Chief. But you know, but I mean, this basically just sort of shows that I'm trying to make the best possible movie, So I'm always looking back and going, okay, well, logically, if this happens, well then either this happens or this happens. And if this happens, this character should go, okay, well I have to do this other thing. Like there's always should be a logical reason for someone to think a certain way and to do a certain thing. With Last Jedi, a lot of those things haven't been really figured out. Again, characters are doing things, but it's not like logically them thinking, well, okay, if this is gonna happen, I can't do this, I should do this instead. You know, or something. Like, it's in that transition, like, you know, I don't know. Hopefully these characters are super compelling. Well, that's the thing, right? It is kind of hard because the voice people are voice acting. I'm getting. I mean, you know, they're not like I'm not paying them, right? And you do voice? Yeah, like the green guy, Thomas. Like I said, I need to work on that. I was just, and that's the thing, right? I'm just gonna, for the first cut of the movie, I'm probably just gonna say the lines, just so that I can kind of see how the scenes will flow, with how long the voices are, how long I should make that scene, you know, how long should, because with at least the Spartans, it's just a helmet. You don't see their face, so I can have that scene go on for a long time. I can just have the characters say lines slower, say lines faster, or whatever, and especially for the other people, I don't know how fast they're gonna say their lines or how slow or whatever. So I have to then, I did one where I did all the voices, which sounded terrible because I'm trying to do another voice and it's like, bleh. So, well, that's what happened with Thomas, right? I tried to speak a bit lower or whatever. It was stupid. But again, I'm just like, alright, let's just get this done so I can see how the movie works. How the scene works, how from this scene to this scene how fast do I have to do the edits, or can I can just do one wide shot showing both of them talking, and different things like that, and trying to, you know, figure things out. So that's why I would just do that. But obviously I go back and I'll go, okay, let's really get into this and let's really try to. You have a good idea in your hands. Yes, I know, and that's the whole thing is I have a good idea, but now I need to go, okay, the different things that I'm, like, if I go to a movie, like the same with Last Jedi, I'm seeing things and I go, well, why is this here? Why isn't this character acknowledging this? Wait, why isn't what happened before? Why aren't any of this, like, stuff from Force Awakens, like the Knights of Ren, why aren't they playing a part in this movie? You know, and this is something where if I can watch a movie and do that, well, in my own stuff, I have to go and look back and go, well, this character is introduced as a big character and is gone for the rest of the movie, and then shows up and then dies. It's like, well, what? For what the Destiny trailers do. What? I don't know what you're saying. Anyways, so that's what I'm saying with Last Jedi. It's like, it's almost like I'm telling you, like, I'm not just sitting here going, well, this is what I think. I'm like, no, I'm actually trying to I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for like years, trying to fix my movie. You know, and looking through it and going, well, now that I know what I'm doing, I can actually go back and go, well, this is wrong. This is wrong. This shouldn't be there. This should be there. This really needs to be put here. And so again, seeing things like Finn, almost like the whole idea with Finn and Rose, they're trying to make them in those two to be falling in love with each other, and not Finn and Rey. Where Finn and Rey has a lot more time together than Rose and Finn, where they just met and then they go here and then they go back and then they fail, and then basically towards the end of the movie, where it seems like Rose might die, she's like, oh, we shouldn't be fighting. We shouldn't be fighting to kill the bad guy. We should be fighting for love. And then she kisses him. It's just weird. It's just like, wait, what? And then at the end, towards the end of the movie, basically at the end of the movie, you see Finn kind of like, almost like, as if he's now in love with Rose, and it's like, Rey's right there. What do you? So just totally just like threw that out, you know. Just have close up of your face. Have always speak their lines to introduce them. I don't know. I'm just hoping, like, in the movie that the voices will be good enough. Like, when this character's talking, there's his voice. When that character's talking, that's their voice. And if I do that enough, that they'll just know, okay, well, this is this person, this is that person. Because they're wearing helmets, right? So, that's why at the start, you hear them actually saying their names. Jason048, this is Thomas115. What is your status? Thomas, this is Jason. Respond. And then you hear Jason048, this is Thomas115, to read you loud and clear. And then it cuts to Jason talking. It's like, I can't remember the lines. I can't remember my own lines, but anyways. Yeah, so you hear them saying, "Miss Thomas, I think, yeah, he says, what is your status?" Oh yeah, that's right, because he cuts back, and then you see the face of Jason, the close-up of Jason, where it says, "What is your location? Where are you?" So you heard the voice saying, Thomas 115. This is Jason 04. So he's saying, this voice, me, I am this person. And then we go to that voice going to that face saying, what is your location? Where are you? Or whatever. And then you see Thomas. He goes, I'm at the Pelican. I'm here with some aliens trying to kill me. So some of the lines I might change, and just definitely how I say them will change. But it's just the idea of, like, he's definitely not as... It's trying to do a contrast between characters. Just like their armor, it's a contrast between characters. So that's sort of what I'm hoping, is that if I do that enough, this character's talking, okay, that's his voice. This character's talking, okay, that's your voice. Do it enough that your brain will just go, oh, well, that's this person, so I can do a wide shot and have people talking, and you don't need to... people know who everyone is. You know, that's the idea. So I do have to do things a little different because of how it is, how the animation is with just a helmet, and not the like the cartoonish, I am talking right now, because when people talk, they move their heads up and down to know that we are talking to each other. It's like, that's not how people talk. You know? They don't... Sometimes people move their heads a bit, but especially if you're in armor, you're probably not going to move your head too much. So, you know, that type of thing. Anyways. So, and that's the stuff where I see in The Last Jedi is what I'm seeing in my own movie, and I have to go, okay, I need to make this character, you know, just if this character's thinking this thing at the start of the movie, there's either has to be a reason why they changed their mind, or why they're still saying the same way. Because there's, I mean, we're all human. There's always conflict in some way. You know, with just conflict within Jason, even though he seems very like, I am the soldier, almost like a robot. Well, he's fighting the more emotions. He's fighting against that. You know, and with Thomas, where he seems like, oh, he's more of this, you know, he's close combat. Here's the other things, weapons, right? Weapons are the thing. Thomas uses assault rifles, which is more close combat, right? More closer. And he uses a pistol, which can kind of go long range, but it's better close range. Jason, he uses a battle rifle. And if he really has to, he'll pull out the SMG. But rarely he does. It's battle rifle. Long distance, because he himself is distant. He doesn't want to confront people. He wants to be farther away. And the farther away he can be, the more comfortable he feels. So it's these things are there. I am thinking about these things. And then when I see, like, The Last Jedi, I am not seeing those things. And I'm like, why isn't this thing there? and there are certain things where I go, oh, I see what these... There's a couple of them where, oh, well, this is good. But then he just kind of throws it away almost. Like, you're trying to teach the audience something, by almost throwing it away and not even really dealing with it. It's so, you know, so that's why Last Jedi kind of bugged me, because I'm like, you're like, I see you're really like, he's trying to teach the audience something and try to actually have a moral and a message to the movie, but it's like, but you keep just pulling back and going, nope, or more like the lightsaber, throwing it away, going, here's no, nope, we're gonna give you this, no. And it's like, it's just, that's the whole movie. It's just, we're gonna do something, no we're not. We're gonna do something, no we're not. We're gonna change this, actually no we're not changing. And it's just, it's just weird. It's just so weird. And again, it's transition. Halo 4, here's the transition of Halo 4. And this, and of course, this is all before The Last Jedi, right? And this is how I felt when I was playing Halo 4. The first cutscene of Halo 4, you see Dr. Halsey, whatever, that's fine. But then you show Master Chief, here's Master Chief. Wait, why does he have a different armor than he didn't in like the other Halo games? Not only that, in the past, they're like showing Spartans from the past fighting elites from the past, or brutes from the past, or whatever, and it's like, well, they look totally different. There's like all this new armor, and it's like, well, that's not. You're actually gonna. Oh. All right, that's fine. Oh boy. Hopefully I can play and talk to you during my. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Stream tomorrow, because I'll talk to you more about this, and it's cool. Oh, you learn from other movies and mistakes, and then make your movie awesome. Well, I mean, I try. That's the idea, is you try to make. You do your efforts. But, okay, I understand. I mean, this is how long that I wanted. Like, the game crashed in the middle of this. But yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah. It's, I mean, it's something I, you know. No, it's okay. I heard everything you said. Okay. Well, it's the problem. It's like there's so much more. But yeah, it's just basically, it's just like, there's things I see that you think the director / writer of the movie would see. But anyways, I was still listening. Okay. Okay, I'm good. I'm like, did you fall asleep? But no, it's just, it went longer than I thought, and I wasn't like, oh, just so much. Just because I've been holding this in so much. because I see other people doing reviews, and I'm just like, yeah, that's what I see. That's what I'm seeing. Or I say, well, I actually, oh my goodness, I didn't think about that. But anyways. And awesome stream, awesome Batman stream. Love the Last Jedi part, I know, right? Thanks, I try my best to keep it all the same. all consistent. Wow, this stream felt like the Last Jedi a bit there. All over the place. Oh my goodness. Anyways, well, thanks for you know, playing and whatever. That was cool, meeting you and able to play the multiplayer, which I never thought I was going to be able to, but also it's good. At least I know now that perhaps on Christmas Eve, maybe I might get some people. If not, that's fine. I can play for the story or whatever. But yeah. Oh no, Merry Christmas to you too, Bat Freak. And I'm glad you decided to stop by the stream and check me out and check out stuff. But yeah, no, for sure. Play Battlefield 1. That'll be good. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I hope you have Happy New Year. Oh yeah, by the way, New Year's Eve I'll be playing Cold Cold Heart because it takes place on New Year's Eve. Anyways, yeah. So see you later. Now there is one other person here I see, and it is Funny Cats. Pretty sure Funny Cats is sleeping now, though. I don't know if Funny Cats wants to hear the rest of my Last Jedi rant that has been brought up and asked. If not, that's fine. I'm totally ready to end the stream and then continue this at some point later when someone else brings it up. But, oh, who we got here? We got Deathman105. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Are you exciting Pokemon card guy? Are you the exciting Pokemon card guy? Gee, I wish. but I don't even know who that is. So clearly I am the... No, I'm not. I'm just some guy who's streaming some Batman Arkham Origins because of winter and Christmas soon. And then someone asked about what did I think about The Last Jedi. So I've been ranting on that a bit. And then everyone started to leave. And here I am. Well, I mean, I did talk about the Halo movie I've been working on. You know, there's that. I do some Let's Plays. I have them on Twitch. You can check them out. But also on my YouTube channel, I have my streams archived. So, but other than that, I'm just nothing to me. No one knows me. It's fine. I think Funny Cats fell asleep. Which again is understandable. I thought I was done play. I'm like, okay, I'm done to stream, and then someone asked about The Last Jedi. I'm like, what did you think? And I'm like, oh, here we go. But yeah, no, I'm not that guy. Sorry, Deathman. Sorry to disappoint you. But yeah. So again, assuming that Funny Cats is now asleep, I don't know. I think I'm gonna end the stream. So, you know, I stream Halo, I stream other games like Battleborn, try to go back to Destiny, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1, you know, some other games that perhaps will be free at some point. You know, I stream a bunch of games. Information section of my Twitch channel. I might just give my spiel right now. You can follow if you want to see when I stream or whatever. Especially for Deathman here who just showed up. You can subscribe if you want. Or cheer. To support the nothing that you've seen. But yeah, an information section of the Twitch channel. There's things there if you look at. Twitter button, YouTube button, donate button. I try to tweet and I broadcast, sometimes I forget. Sometimes I don't feel like it, but usually I do. Sometimes I tweet other things, like if I make some editing experimental things, like a fan trailer, where I just make a trailer of a show or a movie, using music from the show or movie. It's kind of, you know, try to make an actual legit trailer out of it, and that type of stuff. So, you know, I try to do things. So I tweet them on there sometimes. But for my, here, I'll just put my stuff on the chat if anyone's still around. Because Mike's not here, he fell asleep. That's my YouTube. Turner. But yeah, so my YouTube channel, I archive these streams. I guess I'll archive this one. I've been questioning it, but anyways. Yeah. And so I've been working on Halo movie. It's probably gonna go up in YouTube. I already have like parts of it done on YouTube as unlisted for certain people to see. It's a rough edit. It's not complete. It's just to kind of see how the scene will go. And I've had some bad acting in there. It's fine. I understand. But so that'll go up on YouTube some point, probably on Twitch. So I'm working on stuff, doing things. I've uploaded some videos on Twitch, so you can go to past broadcasts. They only last about 14 days, so if you missed the stream, you can kind of see it, but again, it doesn't last that long. I have highlights, I have clips, and I have the upload videos, which are mostly Let's Plays that I've been doing, called Nate Plays. I'm going to try to put up some other videos, and I think I do have some other like highlights and stuff. Oh yeah, Halo 5, play Halo 5. I play a bunch of games. Like this. I'm streaming this on Christmas Eve. If you wanna check that out. If you're busy, I understand. But yeah, so sorry I'm not the guy you thought I was. Sorry. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say. But I am kind of tired. I have been I've been streaming longer than I thought it would be. But again, I mean, it's, you know, it's because the chat asks, and I answer. So they asked what I thought about The Last Jedi, and I was starting to tell them, and they all like, it's late, I need to go to sleep. And I think, again, Funny Cats is probably sleeping right now. He's just, again, understandable. So I don't know, there's my pitch, there's me, if you wanna check out my channels, my stuff. You can do that. You know, see, just see how everything is. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. Anyways, so I'll be streaming this Christmas Eve, and I'll be streaming the Cold Heart DLC because it takes place on New Year's Eve. So it kind of works. So New Year's Eve I'll be streaming that. But anyways, I think that'll be it for me. But again, you can check out the stuff, whatever. Anyways. Oh boy. And I probably will archive this. If you end up sitting through it and watching it, thanks, I guess. thank you for sticking through and watching some ramblings. Anyways, that guy's gone. He's like, well, this is stupid. I'm getting out of here. Anyways, thanks guys for watching. And I hope to see you guys later. Bye-bye.